Jefferson has my vote. I had never agreed with Jefferson once. We have fought on like 75 different fronts. But when all is said and all is done, Jefferson has beliefs. Burr has none. I'm stepping down, I'm not running for president. I'm sorry, what?
Now what? 5, 6, 7, 8. C-O-C-O-N-U-T. You think you fell out a tree? C-O-C-O-N-U-T. You think you fell out a tree?
I'm running for president, and I need your help.
Who's that?
It's Aisha, bitch. I make these rap pets go and beat some dick. With my big fat ass and my sleazy lips. Cover girl, yeah, it's easy breezy.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context.
I'm stepping down, I'm not running for president. I'm sorry, what?
John Adams doesn't stand a chance, so who are you promoting?
It's quiet uptown.
So, like, what are you into?
I eat, I sleepy, and I trainy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 46th President of the United States of America, Joseph Robinette Biden, on this beautiful Sunday, on July 21st, 2024, has chosen to drop out of the race. Woo! Remember when I told you guys this is the most boring election cycle, but overnight it has the capacity to become the most interesting election cycle? We're there! We're officially there!
I'm stepping down, I'm not running for president. I'm sorry, what? One last time. Relax, have a drink with me one last time. Let's take a break tonight, and then we'll teach them how to say goodbye. To say goodbye, you and I.
How is the best case scenario, Joe Biden?
Don't let that up, 'cause the beat's so cold.
Joe. Joe.
Huh?
You heard you out of the election, right?
Who out?
You, baby.
What you mean I'm out?
You kind of told us last night.
When did I do that? Who said that?
Baby, you told us. You tweeted it.
I did?
Yeah, ain't this you? You use Microsoft Word.
Give me my phone. Give me my...
See?
Oh, I did.
Well, actually, we kind of wrote it for you, though, so...
Oh, I didn't know. All right. That's cool, though.
Yeah, you got 4 months, then you got to pack it up. Oh, and then we decided to make Kamala the president, so...
Who's that?
Hey guys, I don't have to vote for Joe Biden. I don't have to vote for Joe Biden.
I've been a nasty girl, nasty. I've been a nasty girl, nasty. I've been a nasty.
For those of you who are worried that Biden stepping down means that Trump is 100% going to win the election, Trump was 100% going to win the election when Biden was running. Biden is not popular. The young Democrats were not going to vote for him, which means it was going to split the vote because everyone was going to be voting a bunch of different other ways. I did not want to vote for someone who has caused the amount of destruction that he has caused in the last 10 months. And although this election is going to be insane and completely dysfunctional and extremely messy, and we are not going to feel calm and safe and completely fine for a minute, this is a step forward. This is a step forward. It was a guaranteed win on the right, and now it's not so sure anymore. I know that everyone feels anxious and very stressed about this situation, and that's understandable. This is not worse. Also, this is an extreme win for the watermelon people. This means that our protests and our separation and our undecided vote is what caused this. Voices are being heard. You should also take this as a small win. Yes, it's a very small victory, but it is a victory. It is so easy to get caught on all of the things that we need to improve on, and it is important to pay attention to those things. But we are all going to burn out too fast if we can't appreciate small victories and find joy where we need to find joy. If you've made it this far, please check out the family on my account. I'm trying to raise money to get them to be able to escape their very bad situation. Everything is extremely overwhelming, and I am not in any way saying that we're in the clear, but take a moment and recenter yourself. Everything is still going to be there when you get back.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Big Sister General.
Viewing sisters in the context of all in which you live and what came before you. I don't know what's wrong with you young people.
Imagine making an edit, a brat edit of Kamala Harris, and it ends up on the news.
You're just that girl who is a little messy and likes to party and maybe says some dumb things sometimes. And
they're so confused.
So the idea that we're all kind of brat and Vice President
What
Harris
is
brat,
happening?
It's just a meme, y'all.
I will aspire to be brat.
Yeah, 360. When you're in the mirror, do you like what you see? When you're in the mirror, you're just looking at me. I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia.
The fact that people are using the Ava Tyson thing as a way to dunk on transgender people is it really shows people's true colors. If your main takeaway from this is transgender people are bad, I told you so, you don't care about kids. You are a bigot. That's what you are. You're a hateful person. Like you're just hating people to hate them, and then you're using one bad person as a scapegoat for your hatred. Is Ava Tyson a weirdo? Yes. Is Ava Tyson a representative of all transgender people? Every single one of them? No. Not even a majority, not even a high percentage. Like, come on. I've seen so many people like, oh, I fucking knew all along. I knew all along. You didn't know nothing, bro. You're just a transphobe. You didn't know shit with your stupid ass, bro. Shut the fuck up. You didn't know nothing in your dumb ass brain. If this leads to the cancellation of Mr. Beast, wow. Wow.
Wiener dog, how did you get so long? Wiener dog, come listen to my song.
Shit like this brings the movement down. Everyone's a feminist until there is a spider around.
Who's that?
It's Aisha, bitch. I make these rap cats go and beat some bitch. With my big fat ass and my sleazy lips. Cover girl, yeah, it's easy breezy, bitch. You was the fuck is that?
Hey, Donnie, I'm just checking to see if you're okay.
When I was shot at, the first thing that crossed my mind was, will I ever see Joe again?
Maybe in another world we'd be together. I love you, Donnie.
I love you, Joey.
It wasn't for touching kids, was it? Oh, man, come on, man. What? I gotta ask.
So I ball so hard, motherfuckers want to find me. But first niggas gotta find me. What's 50 grand to a mother...
Fuck it, guess we both ain't shit.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you lived and what came before you.
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
Ma, Biden's out.
Gay?
Yeah.
It's gay?
Why do I keep seeing pictures of young Kamala Harris looking like a stud? And why is she kind of fine? What are y'all doing? What kind of voting strategy is this? I think it's working, but like, what?
I kind of hate Kamala Harris, and she's going to win the presidency. Now, I'm going to knock on wood, obviously, because I want her to win the presidency, even though I hate her. And I know it might sound a little optimistic and coping to say that Kamala Harris is definitely going to win the presidency, but to be completely honest, she's a candidate who is incredibly eloquent in the way that she speaks. She's very well spoken. And in this campaign, I think what people really are looking for is a candidate that reminds them of Obama. People really like Obama because he is one of the great orators of American history. And Kamala Harris is not an incredible speaker to that extent, but she can probably talk circles around Donald Trump in a way that Joe Biden and in a way that Hillary Clinton weren't able to do in their campaigns. And yet Hillary Clinton came incredibly close to beating Donald Trump. Joe Biden did beat Donald Trump. And Kamala Harris is a lifelong prosecutor going up against a convicted criminal. It's all there. She's basically the perfect Democratic candidate to beat Donald Trump if what the Democrats are going for is to run a moderate politician who follows neoliberal policies that are not really going to benefit many working people in this country. And granted, I never expected that from the Democratic Party. It's simply wishful thinking at this point to think that the Democratic Party is going to save us. But she is better than Donald Trump, and she is certainly better at campaigning than Donald Trump. She has energy. She can be up early in the morning and late at night campaigning, going to multiple rallies a day. Trump can't go to multiple rallies a day. She could do radio interviews. She could do news interviews, multiple of them a day, while doing multiple rallies a day. She is young. She has energy. Granted, she's 60 years old, but she talks like she's 40. Like, she clearly has a lot of energy to her, and she is incredibly youthful. People who are young certainly do connect to her. I keep seeing Charlie XCX and Chappell Roan edits of Kamala Harris. Like, she energizes young people in a way that neither of the two candidates really do right now. Granted, Donald Trump does energize the absolute worst people you went to college with, but point still standing, Kamala Harris seems like she is gonna be a really good candidate to beat Donald Trump. And I'm gonna vote for her, even though I'm going to hate it because of harm reduction, but it's not the worst pick the Democratic Party could have chosen if their goal was to beat Donald Trump.
Yeah, so the guy was like 25 and the girl was 17, and it makes me sick, like, thinking about it. Like, it's evil. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like, I agree.
Like, what is wrong with you if you do something like that? Like, oh, that's just so gross. Like, honestly, like, the guy should, like, die. Like, just saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And that shit made me want to vomit.
Which?
R. Kelly being 31 and, like, charming up 17-year-old girls. And, like, the music producer, like, took the words out of my mouth. He's like, you know, you can just tell when someone's, you just know it. It doesn't matter how much makeup they have, like, you just know it. I'm like, yeah, you do. Like, there's an innocence about being 17 that's fucking creepy. And I never saw that interview.
Imagine it's 12:50 in the morning. You call the police because you suspect a prowler outside your house. So when the cops arrive, one goes and looks around the house and the other is knocking at the door. You let him know you're coming, and he says, "Are you coming or not? Hurry up." You open the door and you say you heard someone outside. They say, "Well, we checked around the house and we didn't see anything." So as they go to leave, they notice a broken down car in your driveway with the windows busted out. You say the car isn't yours, so one of the officers goes to go run the license plate, and the other officer goes inside with you. So as that officer is inside with you, they ask you for your ID card and everything. You say you have paperwork. As you're getting the paperwork, you remember you have a pot of boiling water on the stove, and you ask, "Can you go turn it off?" And the officer says, "We don't need a fire in here," so you go turn it off. As you're moving the pot of water off the stove to the counter, you notice the police officer moving back. You ask him, "Why is he moving?" And he said he was moving because of the hot water. Mind you, you're in the kitchen, he's in the living room. So you tell the officer, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." The officer, who's still in the living room, separated by you and a counter, puts his hand on his pistol and says he will shoot you in the face. Then pulls out his pistol and says, "Drop the pot, drop the pot." You put your hands up and you duck down. The officer then gets closer to you and shoots you in the face. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. The other officer who was doing the license plate check says he's gonna go get a med kit. That same officer that shot you says she's done. That was a headshot. As if this is some video game. And he even doubles down and says, "Let her just, there's nothing we can do." The officer who went to go get the med kit tries to put pressure on your wound to stop the bleeding until the paramedics get there. He also notes that you're still breathing. When other officers arrived to the scene, the same officer that shot you was telling other cops, "She came at me with a pot of boiling water." Mind you, when the paramedics got there to take you to the hospital, the police officers didn't even know your name. One of the paramedics knew your name because they were there earlier that day. Now, mind you, the officer that shot you didn't even have his body cam on. He turned it on after everything. One of the officers asked the officer who shot you if he's okay. And you want to know what he said? He said, "Yeah, this effing B is crazy." He also said that she set it up on purpose and he didn't have a choice. And that he was barely missed by the pot of water. That's the story of Sonia Massey. Sonia Massey was a disabled black woman who suffered from paranoid schizophrenia. She was a mother of 2. That was somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's sister. And that officer, his name is Sean Grayson, and he needs to be held accountable. The other officer who was on the scene, his name has not been released yet, but his body cam also showed when he went to his car after the shooting and everything, he was distraught. You can hear heavy breathing. You can just hear him feeling overwhelmed. In body cam videos, you can see the other officers that arrived to the scene, and once they heard what happened, they can't even look Sean in his face. Because my thing is, don't police have tasers? Don't police have batons? Why was your first instinct to grab your gun? As if a pot of boiling water could kill you. There are also sources saying the pot of water wasn't even in her hand, it was still on the counter. And then the fact you didn't shoot one shot, you didn't shoot 2 shots, you shot 3 shots in her face. And then went to laugh at her and mock her. The second you got to her door, you basically bullied her. You didn't take anything she said seriously. She called police for help and ended up dying by your hands. I hope he gets what he deserves and doesn't get any type of treatment or privilege or anything, because there is no excuse for what he did. She didn't have a weapon, they didn't even identify her, shot her, dead. Justice for Sonia Massey.
I don't care about these little 12, 13-year-old kids running around saying, oh, I hate Chris Tyson. Chris Tyson's weird. Because I know in a few years they'll grow and mature out of that mindset.
Yeah, so it turns out that Chris Tyson is basically a PDF file. And of course, I just so happened to post a video defending him right before everything came out. Safe to say, every single word I said defending this guy, I take all the way the fuck back. And for those who don't know, here is a very quick recap of everything that Chris Tyson did. First of all, he purchased lewd art of an underage girl from a man named Shadbase. And for those who don't know, Shadbase is a corn artist who is known for drawing content of children. And Chris, despite knowing this, still became friends with him. Let me just read off some of these tweets real quick. This is coming from a guy who owns a Shadbase drawing and has it as a centerpiece in his living room. Which is true, by the way. In Mr. Beast videos, you can see it hanging up in Chris Tyson's room. No Beast Boy trap Shad, you've changed. Which, in case you don't know, Beast Boy is a minor, by the way. Under a not safe for work drawing of a 4-year-old that Shadbase made, Chris Tyson said, "Help, I need an adult." Under a tweet showing pictures of Violet from The Incredibles, who is 14, Chris said, "Low-key, she cute." Shadbase said, "What is this and why do people keep sending this to me?" And then posted a picture of an anime girl who is canonically a 10-year-old. And Chris Tyson responded, "Please, Shad, please." Chris also tweeted about how he accidentally opened Shadbase's website on stream, which means he either has the website saved and bookmarked, or he visits it frequently. And for those who don't know, Shadbase posts all of his drawings on his website because they are not allowed on almost any other platform. Because, once again, Shadbase makes artwork of children. And even years prior to this, Chris was known for tweeting things like this: "Nothing gets my knob cranking like some lolly." And for those who don't know, lollies are characters who are under the age of 18 or appear to be. It was also found out that when Chris was 20, he had a friend who was 13, who he talked to inappropriately. And we know because his personal friends made tweets like this saying, "Chris, does you know about your H addiction?" And tweets like this saying, "This is a bad way to hide your H, Chris." Which means that a 20-plus-year-old Chris was discussing inappropriate topics with a person who was well under the age of 18. I swear, every time I try to defend someone, it ends up blowing up in my face. First it was Yuval, now it's Chris.
Oh, Biden is calling into his former campaign headquarters.
The leadership of this campaign has been amazing. Jen O'Malley Dillon, Julie Quinn, Michael Tyler, Rob Flaherty, Rufus on raising money, and so many more.
Bro, he sounds like AI Biden. He sounds so clear, so coherent, like a weight has been lifted off of his shoulders. He was 3 days ago.
Trump is still a danger to the community. He's a danger to the nation.
Damn, he's spitting, dude. He's spitting. What is happening? Bro, this is the most coherent he's been.
Continue to speak out on guns and child care, elder care, prescription drugs, and climate. Climate still is the existential.
What is going on?
So let me please acknowledge some extraordinary national leaders who are also dear friends. Governor John Carney, where are you? There you are. And his wife, they are
Damn,
here.
look at her pointing to people, remembering their names, not f***ing up her speech. How refreshing.
In the spot, and I came with the fellas.
We're in the middle of our second shoot right now, and Joe Biden has officially chosen to drop out. So I am going to be rushing home, and I'll be live in approximately 30 minutes. I knew this was going to fucking happen.
Joe Biden has officially dropped out, so here's some people I think would be good replacements. Queso. There is nothing Trump could say that would be worse than the shit this man hears from his own chat. Bob the Minion. Was severely disappointed in the new Despicable Me, this would make up for it. Anyone who works at Trader Joe's has already helped me more than any president. The Worm from Labyrinth. Hani Pham from New Jeans. There might be some roadblocks, but I think she's just what this country needs. Pokemon World Champion Wolf Glick. America could use that world champ difference right now. Finally me, because I'm awesome and I like attention.
You guys, I just went thrifting and I got these really cool sunglasses.
Oh, show me to me, please. Show it to me, Rachel.
My name's Derek. I don't know, I guess we've just never really gotten along.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys need to work it out on the remix.
What? I don't know if I like my job. I've been thinking about quitting, but...
Do you think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
What?
You exist within the context of all in which there is and what came before you. Right?
Damn. You're kind of right. Hey guys, what's up?
Hi, fatty.
Excuse me?
You guys know how Trump was shot last week? Like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, he was almost assassanated. You didn't hear?
Seriously? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I mean, I can't even believe it happened.
But he didn't get shot?
I mean, no, it like hit his ear.
Oh. Okay, are you guys coming to the concert? Because I'm getting the tickets right now.
Yeah, but I finna be in the pit.
I could check to see how expensive the tickets are.
She said, "Don't hurt me." That was one of the first things Sonia Massey told the cops that indeed ended up unaliving her. Some people in my comment section had questions and I'm going to answer them. She called the police to her home because she felt unsafe. So she's sitting on the couch and they're asking her for her identification so they could just make a report. And so one of the cops says to, hey, we don't need a fire to start, and basically was telling her to like turn off the fire on her stove. That's when she went to her stove and she grabbed the pot of water that was on her stove and she was going to dump it in the sink. And as she was dumping the water, one of the cops stepped back, and it was like a little joke there about like not wanting to get hot water on them. So she says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," like twice. That's when the other cop got all turned up saying that he would pew her in her effing head. And that is what caused him to pull his firearm and do what he did. She had boiling water and came at me. No, she didn't. With boiling water. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came at me with boiling water. I know a lot of people will not watch the video. I really don't recommend watching it anyways. But when the first shot rang, she was not coming at him. She did not throw the water. She had ducked down already. Like she had already ducked down and fell down so that she could show him that she was not a threat to him. And after she showed him, because she was never a threat to him, but after she really showed him, I am not a threat to you. She even apologized before she dropped down. He still pew-pewed her. She has a pot of hot water that she went to dump because you told her to dump it. If you even felt like hot water would ever be a threat, why would you even notion her to go toward it? You have a firearm. You have the power in that situation. And he made the decision that her life needs to be taken. The article I read was posted a couple of hours ago, and they said that he was fired and he has been arrested. I do want him to go to jail, but it's not fair. A family is now without their family member, and Sonia done lost her life, and she didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all, I promise I really don't mean to be pessimistic, but this is something that don't seem to be stopping no time soon. It's case after case with people in our community being unalived by police for no reason at all. It's like you could easily become what you see, because that's why Sonia said, "Don't hurt me." Like, don't hurt me, because she knows what has happened with other people in our community and their encounters with police. Justice for Sonia. That's all I can say.
I be dirty dancing now, the yelling gravy Swayze.
Yeah, baby, you so vicious, you so clean, so delicious.
Coconut, 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 coconut.
Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, "You think you just fell out of a coconut?" My mother used to give us a coconut
stepping down so he can run for president. Good luck defeating you, sir. I'm stepping down, I'm not running for president.
I'm sorry, what?
One last time. Who's the baddest bitch in this club? I'm the baddest bitch in this club.
Who's that?
It's Aisha, bitch.
And as always, Wakanda forever.
Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go home.
In a phone call with CNN minutes after Biden announced his exit from the 2024 race, former President Trump responded, "He's the worst president in the history of our country. He goes down as the single worst president by far in the history of our country." Oh, he is coping. He's worried. He's panicked. You know, his entire campaigning strategy is just dust now. They had it. They were like, he's the perfect person to run against. If there's one Democrat we could easily beat, is Joe Biden. And now they got to cast aside all those campaign ads. Let's check in on Donald Trump, who is definitely not mad right now. Crooked Joe Biden was not fit to run for president and is certainly not fit to serve, and never was. He only attained the position of president by lies, fake news, and not leaving his basement, which is a cell phone, by the way. You're saying that a cadaver was on a stretcher the entire time and stretched his way into the presidency against you, the powerful being that you are.
She was on the ground for 3 seconds with her hands up to her head before she was shot. She was on the ground, kneeling with her hands up for 3 full seconds before she was shot. At this point right over here, you can see her lift both of her hands right over here to her face at 1 minute and 6 seconds. This angle, you can see her 2 hands are up much more clearly, wearing oven mitts with the pot still on the counter. By 1:07, a second later, you can't see her because she's kneeling behind the counter. And then 3 full seconds later, she's shot while the officer shouts, "Drop the fucking pot," when the pot isn't even in her hands. I'm just posting this in case there's somebody in your life who's trying to gaslight you into believing that she did anything to provoke this. She was literally on the fucking floor.
You said that Democrats want to kill babies that are already born. First off, wrong, a lie, scary. Second, what did you mean by that?
I once saw Joe Biden enter a hospital full of babies. It was a baby hospital with a katana. With a katana, that's a Japanese
He did not do that.
sword. He cut off every baby's head inside that hospital.
What
It must have
world
been 3
are you
billion
in?
babies. 3 billion babies.
3
He killed the
billion
doctors. He killed the
babies?
nurses.
That's
he even killed himself. I'll
impossible.
tell you what.
He killed
He
himself?
didn't have to kill himself because that's what time is doing. Lock him up in a casket and put him in the ground because he's already dead. It's disgusting.
He's like 1.5 years older than you. That was fucked up.
Wow, did you see that? She just used the fuck word.
What
I
the
would
hell?
never use the fuck word.
You're using
she said
it.
the fuck word.
He's doing it
I
now.
have children, and I would never use the fuck word. Some things you don't say, you just do.
So upsetting. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Isn't it funny how if you say things like, "I support public libraries," everyone knows exactly who you're voting for?
The more time that goes on, the scarier it gets. I mean, I'm afraid the public will lose interest and it'll be harder to find her.
Annie, we're not gonna lose interest, okay? If you guys can do me a huge favor and spread this video like wildfire, send it to your friends, your family, anybody. That was Annie. And Allison Cho, her daughter, who is 15 years old, has been missing since July 16th around 5:30 p.m. She left her father's home in Monterey Park, California, and was headed to her aunt's house in San Gabriel, which is not even 3.5 miles away. And she never arrived. They haven't seen her.
She has not made contact with her family nor her friends. She just disappeared. And they said that it's not usual her. She's a straight A student. She doesn't run away. She's just a good person that will never do anything like this. And they feel as though something happened and they need her face out there. It's not getting attention. They're putting up flyers, but that is not enough. People are looking for her, but that is not enough. So if we can get her face out there for anybody in California, anybody in that area, or anybody outside the state that are willing to go over there and help search for Allison, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, this is Allison Cho. She has been missing since July 16th. She's 15 years old. She was last seen wearing a purple t-shirt, black shorts, and a backpack while riding a blue GT mountain bike in between Monterey Park, headed to her aunt's house in St. Gabriel, and never arrived. And her mom, her family, are begging for help, are begging for answers because they're not getting any. They have no leads. They have no idea what happened. So again, if you guys can share this, I would greatly appreciate it. And I will keep you guys updated with any new information. And let's pray that Allison comes home safe.
Every now and then people ask me if I'd ever consider being a prosecutor again, and the answer is almost always no, but every now and then. Sonia Massey was killed in her own house over a pot of boiling water after she called police officers there for help. See, that officer, Officer Grayson, he was already annoyed when he got there. He'd already made a judgment call on Miss Massey. He told her to hurry up and open the door after he got there. I guess she was taking too long and he didn't like standing outside. When Sonia Massey does come in, she opens the door. She tells the officers that she thought somebody was at her house. She thought there was somebody outside, a perpetrator outside somewhere. They say they searched around the house. There's nobody out there. She says, thank y'all, love y'all. But they don't leave. They continue asking questions, almost as if they're trying to find something wrong. Next thing you know, they're inside the house. They're asking Miss Massey questions. She does seem nervous. She seems, there's something happening there. Eventually, they ask her for her ID. She can't find it. The officer says, hey, can you go over there and take care of that boiling pot of water? Something along those lines, right? We don't want a fire in here. At that point, it does seem like everything's fine. He says he's trying to move away from the steaming, boiling pot of water. She says something, and she says, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. He puts his hand on his weapon immediately. This is a pot of boiling water. He pulls that weapon. I think she says, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus again. He pulls that weapon, and she ducks. She says, okay, I'm sorry. Those are her last words. Those are her last words. I'm sorry. Shoots her, kills her. As she's on the ground, he says, drop the fucking pot, or whatever he said, something along those lines. Drop the pot of boiling fucking water. She's already unresponsive and deceased on the ground. He tells his partner, don't bother getting your medical kit. She's done. Later on in the video, somebody comes, it looks like a supervisor, and they say, where's the weapon? He says, no weapon. She had a pot of boiling water. As if that weren't bad enough, the officer, after he has killed Sonia Massey, goes outside and refers to her as a crazy fucking bitch, as she lay inside deceased as a result of him shooting and killing her. There's another officer on the scene, and he says, happily, it seems, at least he didn't have to waste his medical kit. More concerned about your medical kit than you are about the life that was just taken. Wouldn't be surprised if charges were coming down for that second officer as well. Grayson, the officer that killed Sonia Massey, has been charged with murder along with a slew of other charges. If convicted, he will certainly spend the rest of his life in prison, but that's of little comfort. Sonia Massey's gone.
Well, Jimmy, if I do debate President Trump, I'm sure it'll be a competitive face-off where either one of us could end up on top. Really? No, I'd wipe the floor with him.
They know I'm a big boss, got a big boss in this bitch.
They know I'm a big talker, have my big body and they see.
Can you think of any laws that give government the power to make decisions about the male body?
I'm happy to answer a more specific question, but
Male versus female.
there are medical procedures.
Okay. That the government has the power to make a decision about a man's body.
I thought you were asking about medical procedures
No,
that are unique to men.
I'll repeat the question. Can you think of any laws that give the government the power to make decisions about the male body?
I'm not thinking of any right now, Senator.
That there's a special place where boys and girls can all be queens every single day. I'm having wicked dreams of leaving Tennessee, of Santa Monica. I swear it's calling me. Will make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene. She sees her baby girl. I know she's gonna scream. God, what have you done? You're a pink pony girl, and you dance at the club. Oh, mama, I'm just having fun on the stage in my heels. It's where I belong, down at the